Welcome to the ESC TV. My name is Ljubojevic and I'm here representing the Scientists of Tomorrow, a newly established group of young researchers working with the Council on Basic Cardiovascular Science in the ESC. I'm very pleased to have together with me Professor Karin Sipido, who contributed via her work with the Council for Basic Cardiovascular Science in many different ways to the scientific community. Welcome. The first question I would like to ask you is, how did you, alongside your clinical career, choose to also have a career in the basic research?
For that, maybe I go back a little before even training in medicine. When I was at high school, I was really fascinated by science. I thought it really something wonderful to do. But then as I moved on, I thought, well, I also want to serve the community, and maybe medicine brings together both that service aspect, that dedication, together with the science part. So I started studying medicine, and the first years I thought I should have done science only because it's going to take me way too long before I get into the science part. But I nevertheless continued, and as I moved on in the medicine, I enjoyed so much the aspect of the clinical medicine. So I first started clinical training. But during my clinical training, when I started, I met the first person in my life who told me, why don't you take up a scientific career? That was Dirk Brutzart. And so after I finished my clinical training in cardiology, I went to the United States. I got completely hooked into the more basic science aspects of cardiology. I came back, I continued part-time as a clinician, but I eventually chose to stay in science pure. Yeah.
So as we're bringing the message to the young scientists, what is unique? What do you find unique for the career of the basic science? Is there something that not many other jobs can offer?
I think what is so fantastic about a career in science, if you get into that, you are driven by curiosity, you want to learn, you want to discover, you want to contribute. If you can indeed pursue that career, come into an academic environment, you get an incredible amount of freedom to do really the things that drive you as a person. And I think that is truly unique and fantastic about a career in science.
And one very important question for scientists is, how important is the mentor for doing the research?
It's been very important to me. When I started, I already mentioned one person to you who encouraged me to go into this path. And along the years, I have really met several people who have been key for me in giving me advice and motivating me. For example, when I went to the United States, I started a postdoc in the lab of Eduardo Marban, who at the time was still a coming emerging scientist. And he has been extremely valuable in guiding me throughout career, and I still meet with him regularly to talk. There have been other people, Prof Karin, for example, and everyone emphasized a certain aspect that helped me moving forward. And it's not, a mentor is not like, now I have to go out and fight someone. It's someone you meet along the way. You establish a connection and you keep it going for the rest of your career.
And now when you know what it takes to be a successful scientist, and when you could turn the time back and have all this knowledge you have, would you choose the same path again?
Yes, I would, and I'm extremely lucky that I can say that. I have certainly had regrets on the way, missing the clinic. But then you make choices, right? If I had chosen for the clinic, I'm sure I would have had at certain moments regrets about not being able to go into that level of scientific research. And that is something that I think is very specific for these times, that we really need this collaboration between basic science and clinical cardiology. But the fields have become very specialized, and I think this is really a message to you as scientists of tomorrow, to maintain this collaboration and this exchange, you have to go into the specialty, specialize yourself, become expert, but build a network and collaboration across the different expertise.
Thank you very much for having you here, and thank you for sharing the details from your personal and professional life with us here.
You're very welcome, and I wish your group a lot of success, and if I can help, I'll be there.
Thank you very much.
ESC Congress 365 is your free access to ESC Congress content all year long.